25 minutes before 11 o'clock. Joe Reichel is here. If you have a do-it-yourself home repair question, and we had one earlier today, I just handed it to you. I'm glad I remembered to do that, by the way.
I like it.
And this is a great time to get some kind of advice along those lines. And, of course, if you're like me, you're probably going to get a professional, even if it seems like an easy job for most of you. For me, everything's not easy. The phone number right now is 622-9622. Joe Reichel is here from Damage Control Services. He and his two partners, the
Mike and Rob.
What was the last name again?
Sobieski.
Thank you. How could I forget? Anyway, the three guys.
The three amigos.
How are you?
I am doing wonderful.
You always have a nice shirt on. You must have a lot of shirts.
I have a few shirts.
You're a shirt guy?
I'm a shirt guy. I'm a clothes guy.
Are you?
Shoes, hats.
Okay. And what did I see you doing? You had let's see, you were wearing a hat.
Okay.
And what were you doing on Facebook? Something that with the hat fit. It looks like the hat fit the... Oh, let me put your picture on. I'm sorry.
The hat fit.
Well, I mean, not that it fit your head, but I mean, it fit the circumstances. Was it golf? Were you golfing?
Golfing not too long ago.
Okay, yeah.
On Friday we golfed.
Okay, yeah, maybe I saw you.
Friday was we golfed the Rotary...
That's what it was.
Boys and girls.
That's what it was. And did you paint at the painting event you did?
Yes, I did do some painting.
What'd you paint?
It was a tree. I think it was called the Tree of Hope, I think is actually what it was. But it was a moon with a tree in front and some flowers.
I mean, you had your own canvas?
I did.
Or everybody contributed to one painting?
No, everybody gets their own.
Wow. And what'd you do? Did you hang it on a wall somewhere?
Right now it's laying on my dresser.
Okay, but it will be framed eventually?
Well, you don't need to frame them. I mean, that's the nice thing about them. You just paint the outside of the canvas. You can just hang it directly.
Yeah.
So I probably will hang it.
That sounds like fun. Next time you have something like that, I'd like to know about it. I mean, you told me, but it was like 2 hours until it started.
I know. So. That was a last minute thing. I was trying to get some more people to go to, but that was a fundraiser for Relay for Life.
And you have a phone call, and let's say good morning. Good morning. You're on the air with Joe Reichel.
Well, good morning, Larry and Joe and fellas.
Good morning,
Larry. You don't know this, but we all found out that night that Joe actually is quite the Picasso, and in addition to damage control, I think he should start advertising to do murals on walls.
Oh, it was a good painting of a tree with a what was it called? Hope? Tree of Hope?
I think it was the Tree of Hope, I think is what the actual title was. Thank you for the compliments, though. Yeah, I enjoy painting. It's a lot of fun. That was a great event. I'm glad everybody was able to come and have such a good time.
What were you painting with, oil?
No, they're
oil painting?
No, they're water paint. Not water paints, but acrylic.
Gotcha. Or water-soluble paints.
Right.
So what was I know what the question is, but I'm asking you so you can...
The question that the caller that had called in earlier, the question was, is there a way to repair ripped screens? The question would be, yes, would be the
answer.
The simple answer.
Really?
And they can be stitched back together, depending upon how bad they're ripped. If you just wanted to repair them,
leave a scar, right?
Yeah, you'd see a mark where they were sewn back together, and a lot of times people will do that just for a small area or a quick fix. The way to do it properly is just have it rescreened, though. I mean, that way it would be a brand new screen. The only downside to that, and I'm not sure the area, this is a window screen or if this is like a bird cage type or a pool enclosure or something like that on the back of a home. The only thing about that, doing something like that, is if you repair it with a new screen, you'd have one screen that possibly looks newer than the others because screens do fade with the sun, as they get older. Mm-hmm. So, but they can be repaired, and that was Jackie that called in. That was her question.
Jackie, who drives a forklift, by the way. She was gonna. I said, why don't you call in, because I prefer that. And she said she drives a forklift. She can listen, but she can't call.
Okay. So I hope that answered your question, Jackie. If it didn't, feel free to call me again, and I can call me or call in here, and we can answer a little more specifically if we knew a little more about where the rip was or how big the rip was, something like that.
Yeah, I think I've seen screens that had patches on them too.
Yes, they can be patched, but then then
So you got that look. You got that patched
You
look.
see that patched area. I'm trying to think what Ron Jones, he's advertised on the radio here before.
He came in as your guest, didn't he?
He's been in here as my guest, and he has a commercial here on the road. He does repairs, screen room repairs. So he can do, he's repaired some jobs for us as far as fixing the screens.
Yeah, I guess that would make a difference if it was a large panel of screening, like in a screen room, as opposed to a smaller window.
Right.
Yeah.
It really depends where it is or what it is. A lot of times, like I said, you can fix a.
What is the fabric of screen? What is it made out of?
Well, sometimes they're a fiberglass.
Oh, okay.
And then they also have a nylon, I believe.
Okay. Is one stronger than the other?
Superior Aluminum and Design, I think, is the name of Ron's. I know it's Superior something, but I think it's Superior Aluminum and Design, and his name's Ron Jones.
Absolutely, that's exactly right. Yeah. So one would be like, for example, if a cat climbs up on a screen.
Cats, squirrels, all kinds of things will climb on a screen.
And some of them will rip easier than others, some of the fabric?
Not necessarily.
No.
You really want to, I think it's a nylon is I think that's what they're made out of. I don't really know. I'm not really a screen guy.
Who came up with that idea?
I like them, though.
I love them.
Yeah.
You can sit outside, no mosquitoes.
Screen room or screen doors on homes are nice for when the weather's cooler like it is right now. You can just open up the door and have a nice breeze come through.
No ugly bugs coming in.
No bugs. Makes it nice. Same with your windows. So
that's a do-it-yourself kind of a job, it sounds like. What about actually replacing it, though? That would require a professional, wouldn't it?
Right. Just doing a patch, a homeowner could do a patch, just sew an area on there, and they make screen room repair kits, or screen repair kits, yeah. Oh. And you can get those at probably Home Depot and Lowe's. So.
All right, the phone lines are open if you want to call Joe. The number is 622-9622, and you painted a tree.
Painted a tree, and a couple jobs that we've got going right now. We're working on a commercial renovation.
Did you post a picture of the tree on Facebook?
I don't think I ever did post I never posted a final picture. I posted a video of everybody with their trees, yeah.
Oh, everybody was doing trees?
Yeah, there was a whole group of us.
Is that how that thing works?
Yep.
Everybody has to paint the same thing?
Yes. They do classes, and you go in there and you paint
And where is this now? Where do they do this?
It is in the Heathbrook Plaza, which is between Dillard's and Dick's.
Oh, okay.
It's in that area.
Okay.
So, you ought to go, Larry.
I want to.
Sounds like you want to.
Well, no, I don't want to do it just to do it. I want to do it as a fundraiser for something.
Okay.
So somebody gets benefited, is whatever the word is.
Well, what we did that night, it was $35 went to Paying with a Twist, and that covers all your supplies and the artist to teach you. And then we did a $15 benefit that went towards Relay for Life.
Nice.
So when we get back from the break, which we're going on break now.
That's right. You're a good radio host.
I'm trying to be. Trying to keep us on track. When we get back from the break, I'm going to tell you about some current jobs that we got.
Current jobs?
And then we'll also talk about things that homeowners can do for their homes to prepare for spring.
Oh, yes. Well, we're here. The rest of the country isn't here yet, but we're in spring.
We're here.
We're in spring. All right, we'll be right back with Joe. By the way, the phone line is open, 622-9622.
This is Joe.
It is. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A few fog patches this morning. Otherwise, it'll be a partly sunny day with a high of 76 to 83. But partly cloudy tonight and mild, though 61 to 65. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm, high 81 to 85. But Thursday, periods of clouds and sunshine, the high 82 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Whether you're building it up or knocking it down, get it done, rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals is here to make your job a little easier. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the right equipment for any job, big or small. Did you know that Sunbelt Rentals carries heaters, air conditioners, generators, lighting, traffic control, and so much more? So whether you're building it up or knocking it down, we've got the equipment you need. Get it done, rent it now. And right now, for a limited time, you can have it for less. Just by mentioning this ad, if you rent it Friday afternoon, you can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for one day. And this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101. 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now. 352-369-9101.
Let's face it, nowadays it can be hard to find American-made products, and that's something that Cabinet Sales of North Florida is well aware of. That's why they're an authorized dealer of Wellborn Cabinetry, family-owned and American-made since 1961. Cabinet Sales of North Florida is your answer for complete turnkey kitchen remodels and whole house cabinetry. Their cabinets are finished with solvent-based enamels for a long-lasting finish that's second to none. Available in an incredible selection of door styles and colors to choose from to turn your dream kitchen into a reality. In-house design and drawing services are available. Come by and see our displays for yourself at the Floors of the Villages, 3935 County Road 216 in Oxford, or Exquisite Design Kitchen and Bath in Bellevue, right across the street from the Bellevue Library. So whether you're looking for bookcases, kitchen, bath, or outdoor kitchen, Cabinet Sales of North Florida is your one-stop source of quality cabinets. For a free estimate, call 352-427-2647. That's 352-427-2647. Cabinet Sales of North Florida.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my
too.
seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line and a new spoiler and a new
Yep,
truck.
we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
All right, 12 minutes before 11 o'clock. Let's return to damage control with Joe Reichel. And it sounds like we're going to learn about some things we could do for spring sprucing up, right?
Some spring sprucing up. That would be a great thing probably to talk about now as we're going into spring. We've had a very wet winter. But typically this time of the year, we're going to be even getting more rain. They didn't want to wave at all. I wave and they look away. That was rare. Most of the time I get waved back at. I totally lost my mojo on that.
Distracted you,
yeah. The people walking by. Just
your
so our listeners at home understand what's happening. Typically, people when they walk by, I wave.
So in the years to come, I'm going to say, remember the time you lost your mojo?
I just lost it.
You're going to say, yeah, I do remember that. It was two ladies didn't wave.
If somebody's looking, I will wave, and usually 9 times out of 10 they wave back. Those ladies.
You lost your mojo.
They looked away immediately. So. Anyway, back to the show.
Will you post on Facebook when you find your mojo?
I will.
Just so I don't feel bad. I feel bad that.
I'll see if I can.
Somehow I feel responsible.
Hopefully, I can find it again before the show's over here. I can get it back. So anyway, as we're going into the springtime, we typically get a lot more rain, a lot more, the spring showers. We enjoy those. So things that homeowners can do to be prepared for them. Going through the wintertime, the leaves are trees are losing their leaves and probably building up on your roof. Want to make sure your roofs are clean, gutters are cleaned out, so that the spring rains aren't backing up in the gutter.
That would be bad.
Going up underneath the shingles. A lot of times leaves will accumulate in valleys, places like that. Another thing, make sure that the vegetation around your home is cut back so that when that gets wet, it's not holding moisture and being up next to the house. So that's another thing.
All right, and we'll take a break just for a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Joe.
Yeah, good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
This is a great radio program, a great radio station. Earlier today, we're taking care of our lawn, and a little while ago, we're selling our house. Now we're going to try to fix it up.
We hopefully fix it up.
I got a problem with my gutters. The seams, the last time we had a good rain, I walked around the house with an umbrella, and I got several seams that are leaking again. About 2-3 years ago, I went around with a material and caulked them up, but that stuff only lasts so long. Can you recommend something that would last a little longer to seal up those cracks?
They have different types of gutter sealant and caulking that comes in a caulking tube. That seems to be the best thing. However, and I have not used this, but they have that stuff that you spray on. They advertise it. You can even spray it on the bottom of a screen door in a boat, and that'll seal things up. That might be something to try to spray on the inside.
I seen that on television here the other day. And I guess you got to mail in or send in call in for.
Yeah, I don't really know. I'm not sure how that how it really works. I know according to the commercials, everybody seems to love it. So
yeah.
It would be worth trying, I think.
Yeah, it applies real easy. You spray it. But the thing is, how long is it going to last? In this heat down here and everything else. Things, in a matter of a year or two, they start cracking up and, chipping away, and, you get right back to ground zero again,
Well, I guess if it would give you a year's amount of service with as much rain as we get, it might be a good, it doesn't seem like it'd be very hard to put on.
Yeah. It's amazing walking through my subdivision and anywhere around down here how many homes do not have gutters, and evidently people are not really concerned about water coming off the roof. But in my case, I guess I'm a little bit fussy, just worrying about some pretty good dripping here and there, but maybe I'm just probably wasting my time.
Well, gutters are a very important part of a home, especially for getting the water away from the house, and depending on the elevation or the vegetation that you have around it, it really depends. A lot of times people don't necessarily have them on homes here like they do in other areas, and a lot of that depends too on the how or what type of ground that you have around the house, because if the water is able to dissipate fast enough, or the slope is right, the elevation is right where it doesn't pond up against the home, a lot of times people don't necessarily worry about putting up gutters. So it really depends. A lot of things depend on that.
I'll watch again on TV for that spray stuff and give that a try, and keep in touch with you on that and see what happens in the future.
Yeah, I look forward to hearing back how that goes.
Okay.
Excellent. Thanks for the call.
And Joe, you have another phone call. Good morning. You're on there with Joe Reichel.
Hey, Joe. I just wanted to tell the guy that you were just talking to that they sell that stuff, that rubber spray stuff, at CVS Pharmacy in their As Seen on TV aisle.
CVS Pharmacy. I would not expect it to be there, but I was just wondering if there was somewhere that you could buy it over the counter or local area. So
there's an aisle in CVS Pharmacy, and it's like an As Seen on TV. They have all kinds of stuff that you see on TV.
Exactly.
And it is there. I have seen it recently.
I will probably wander by there soon in order just to purchase some to try it out on something. I don't think I'm going to put it on the bottom of a boat or anything. But what's that?
I said I've always wondered if it actually worked as well as they say it does too.
I'm
really actually have the gumption to try it.
I'm sure it would work, especially in certain applications. It would be a good thing to try and use to seal things up. I don't know that it could be as great as what they say, but
you never know.
I appreciate you calling in and letting us know where we could find it.
Not a problem. You guys have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have I don't know if they sell this, but at the end of the mall, I believe there's As Seen on TV.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, an As Seen on TV store down at the end of the mall there, down towards the Bells, right? Is that Bells?
I think Bells is that way, I think.
I don't know. It's in the mall here
whatever's
somewhere.
That way.
Whatever's that way.
I think it's Penny's.
J.C. Penney's?
That's not right?
I don't know.
I think so. I don't know. You would think I would know.
Buy Rack Room Shoes. I know that. It's down on that end.
And buy the hair place that Robin goes to.
I don't know that one either.
There's a hair place down there.
I know there's a bouncy thing in front of it.
Right, the bungee jump. The bungee guy. That's what John Travolta takes somebody. That's according to the bungee guy. I've never seen him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Neat. So another thing, as going into this time of the year, your trees and things are going to be growing. So anything that's touching the roof,
yes,
or any limbs.
That's what I got to get one of those long long clipper things.
Those long poles.
Yeah.
And that is something to definitely use instead of a ladder. Be careful. Be careful. Be very careful if you're ever out cutting limbs or whatever, cutting trees using a ladder. Just be careful.
Yeah.
Please be careful.
Yeah,
did I mention to be careful?
You did. And I would add to that the wires as well. Be careful of the wires.
Yeah. So one of the jobs that we've got going on right now is a commercial renovation project. And with that, we're adding a bathroom to this building and also changing out a lot of the trim. We're adding some crown molding in the building, and then also all of the doors we're changing out, taking the existing trim off of them and adding a larger casing around the door. So.
Oh, really?
Yep.
By the way,
it's something small, but it's one of those jobs that really is going to change the look of it.
Yeah, that sounds like I would get a professional. I wouldn't be a home to. So when the leaves get caught in the gutter, I had a little story to tell you. I remember this was years ago. A friend was sticking his garden hose in there to flush whatever was in there out of there.
Okay.
And you know what came out of there? A nest. Like I don't know if it would have been a bird or a squirrel. Something
could have been.
Made a nest, and it was literally clogging it up to the point where you had to, not the water, but the actual pushing of the hose pushed it out finally.
Yeah. And that's where a lot of times, I mean, things will, I was thinking maybe you're going to say a snake or something like that, because they could, stay up in there.
A real snake?
Yeah, a real snake.
I thought you meant like a plumbing snake.
No, a plumbing snake wouldn't hide up there.
Because I remember he was saying maybe we need to use that toilet snake to get whatever it was out, but he used the garden hose instead.
Well, and that's where typically you get someone, they can climb up there and just scoop it out with their hand or whatever. So depending on what it is or where it is, but
the damage,
and that's there again. If you're going to be up on the roof, be careful.
Yeah. The water damage that you talk about all the time.
Yeah, and that's if the gutters are clogged up. I mean, I've been on homes up on roofs, and they have kids in the house, and they're playing out in the yard with a ball, and the ball,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've seen tennis balls in gutters, and that'll block that downspout, so that all the leaves are backed up and
than the nest, I would think.
Well, and all of that, anything in the gutters can. I mean, you drive around and you look at homes and you'll see vegetation growing from them. That is a leak waiting to happen. That's, That's there's a excess weight on your gutters that are dragging you down, pulling your gutters down, and it's also that water, that moisture will back up into the home.
Yeah.
Cause rotten wood.
How do we get a hold of you when you're not here? What's your phone number?
When I'm not here, you can reach me directly, 352-817-6574, or you can email me, joe@damageflorida.com. That's all spelled out, damageflorida.com.
Do you have any projects at your own home that you're working on?
Nope.
Nothing at all, huh?
Nope.
Do you live in a large home?
No.
Me either.
Nope.
The smaller, the better.
I like little.
Little works.
I'm a little guy.
I'm not. but a little home works for me. Thank you, Joe. It's always fun.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a little break. Speaking a little, and we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A few fog patches this morning, otherwise it'll be a partly sunny day with a high of 76 to 83, but partly cloudy tonight and mild of 61 to 65. Tomorrow mostly sunny and warm, high 81 to 85. For Thursday, periods of clouds and sunshine, the high 82 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
This is James Snyder inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy, right here on WOCA 1370.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The Israeli Prime Minister addresses a joint meeting of Congress at the invitation of Republican lawmakers.
Administration officials are essentially boycotting the speech, and at least 40 congressional Democrats also plan to skip it, a move that Republican Congressman Louis Gohmert says sends the wrong message to Iran.
Fox Radio's John Decker. Congressional Republicans and Israel support increased sanctions on Iran. More than 800 canceled flights today around the country as the Midwest takes a pounding from a winter storm.
It's rain, sleet, and snow here in the Windy City, making for a sloppy commute. And winter storm warnings are across the Rockies and blizzards from South Dakota to Mankato, Minnesota, where it feels like 6 below.
Fox Radio's Jeff Manasso. And Republicans say the House will vote as early as today on a bill to fully fund Homeland Security through the end of the year without immigration.